Are you thinking about picking up the new PuckiPuppy Beagle 2, the step-through model? Well, we just unboxed ours, and I've got a few tips to save you some serious frustration during assembly. This isn't going to be a full tutorial video, but we will hit the must-know details, share with you what we ran into, as well as bring you along on the first gravel road ride. Stick around, we'll also cover who we think this e-bike is really for, and what you should know before spending your hard-earned money. Plus, I'll also share with you a giveaway that we currently have going. So let's get to the video. The Beagle ST shipped nicely protected and came with a few extras. Some spare brake pads, basic tools, and miscellaneous screw pack. And yes, I recommend keeping all of those in your little bag if you ordered the extra kit. We also added the $99 accessory kit. I have made a separate video on that, and you can decide whether it's worth it to you or not, especially for trail or commuter use. After you've attached your handlebars to the bike, and before you flip it upside down, this is a good time to go ahead and remove the battery. It will make your bike a little bit lighter. Now grab some of that foam that came in your box, some of the shipping foam. When you flip your bike upside down, you can set your handlebars on that. It will keep you from damaging your controls. We've also made another short video on how you can 3D print a little handlebar stand if you have access to a 3D printer. Will keep your controls and the little computer from being damaged when you flip it upside down for assembly or repairs down the road. When you get ready to install the pedals, this is a good time to put some anti-seize grease on those threads. You will thank yourself later when it's time to remove them. When you get ready to adjust the seat, ours felt like it wouldn't adjust at all. It turns out that it was stuck paint. A gentle tap with a rubber mallet freed it up so that we could actually adjust it level. Level is a great place to start. You may have to adjust yours for your comfort and your riding style. Pro tip while you got your bike upside down, and this will be the easiest time to do this. You want to turn your wheel and see if there's anything causing this thing to bind, because it should move freely, and all we're doing is we're checking this front brake. On Angie's bike, the front brake was not aligned properly, and it also would not shift into first gear out of the box. Both are very easy to fix if you know what to check, but it could be frustrating for a first-time bike owner. The derailleur is entry level. You will probably want to pick up a derailleur guard, especially if you're new to riding or maybe riding on rough terrain. The next tip comes from an old dirt bike trick. Before you assemble the fenders onto your bike, if you'll spray it with some silicone spray and or even some cooking spray, coat that inside, the mud and dirt will spray off nice and easy when it comes time for that. The next tip before you go ride is go ahead and spray the SC1 cleaner on a rag. Wipe your entire bike down. This will be a good time to make sure that all the bolts and nuts and everything are tight and aligned properly. And then also, it'll make it so much easier to clean when it's time to clean your bike back up.
Oh, this is awesome.
Now, the ride itself. This is not a race bike. It's got a fairly steep head angle and very short handlebars. On pavements or sidewalk, it's going to feel nimble. On loose gravel, it kind of floats around. If you're not used to this style, it may feel like you're piloting a shopping cart with rocket boosters. But hey, it does keep you on your toes. I will also show you in a future video, we've already replaced the handlebars to make it a little bit easier for Angie to ride. There are pros and cons to handlebar length, and I can tell you if you're riding sidewalks, especially paved ones, and maybe even going to be riding around in an area where that's going to be somewhat crowded, I would stick to these narrower bars. Since we're mostly going to be riding gravel roads, dirt roads, I decided to put the longer ones on for Angie. However, there's definitely some benefits to the narrow bars that this bike does come with. They're just not going to fit Angie's needs. This bike does ship to you as a Class 2 e-bike, so it is legal in most areas. It's got hydraulic brakes, front suspension with adjustable preload, and a shock ring to help you monitor the shock's travel. The display is a little bit dim in bright sunlight, but let's be honest, half the time I ride, I'm not looking at that screen. I'm looking for deer, squirrels, rabbits, potholes, or maybe even the occasional buster that might run out in front of me. Being a Class 2 e-bike, you can expect to see top speeds at 20 mile an hour with the thumb throttle. It shows to have a 960 watt peak power on the motor, which I believe would translate to a 750 watt. It shows to have 110 millimeter of travel in the front suspension that we already discussed. If you purchase the bike from their website, shipping is included. If you go to Amazon, you'll notice there's a $299 shipping fee. There's a 15-day return as well as a 2-year warranty. One thing I will say, if you'll actually purchase it from the PuckiPuppy website and you've got an ID Me account, you actually get an additional discount for first responders. This bike is tall and heavy, which could be intimidating if you're a new rider. It does have the walk mode, so if you get into a situation you're unsure about, you can push that bottom button and it'll start walking for you. Like many of their other bikes, this thing is built bomb-proof with a 400-pound load capacity. That's one of the largest I've seen from any e-bike manufacturer. It ships with a 48-volt, 15-amp-hour battery, along with a charger, which is a 2-amp charger. So you can figure on a 15-amp-hour, it's probably going to take you about 6 hours to recharge. It ships with a Shimano 7-speed shifter and a Shimano tourney derailleur. You've also got pro wheel cranks and entry-level pedals. Angie's bike shipped with unbranded tires that are 26 by 4 inch. The tubes in the tires do come with Schrader valve, which makes it really convenient. The bike does come with the screw holes so that you can attach a water bottle cage. One other included accessory is going to be the headlight and tail light, and the tail light does work as a brake light. That's a really nice touch. This bike isn't meant to be a hardcore mountain bike. In fact, it's not a mountain bike at all. This bike is built for casual trail riders, commuters, and folks that are easing into the e-bike. It's a solid bike. Just keep it factory tuned, maintain it, and I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. Have you got a question about the Beagle 2? Drop them in the comments below. I respond every morning with a fresh cup of coffee in hand. Subscribe if you'd like to follow this bike through the long-term use. We've got more ride videos, add-ons, and gear reviews on the way. When we hit 8,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway. I'd like to invite you to watch that video and enter to win. A lot of the stuff that we get, if we can pay it forward, that's exactly what we do. We give it right back to one of you guys who have helped us and are willing to help us hit 8,000 subscribers. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a blessed week. And let's get outside and make something happen. off.